Okay,
Maybe end there on the top there.
admit. I'm sure she can rest. She's connecting. Hi, Shelley. I don't know if she-
Like she's muted, yeah.
Here we go. She can just type it up though. Yeah. Okay. Right. Well, there we go.
All right, well, we'll call the November 13th, 2023 Piazza Planning and Zoning meeting to order. We'll start out by doing a roll call
Okay, so Brian
here,
and Matt,
here.
and then Shelley is
Here, can you hear me?
we can hear you.
Yay.
Right. And Wes and Mike are both absent.
Yep.
All right, so we'll just look to make a motion to approve tonight's agenda. Motion. I'll second. All in favor? Aye. Aye.
Hi.
All right, moving on. So minutes from October 2nd, planning and zoning meeting. Any suggested changes, or can we make a motion to approve the minutes?
I'll make the motion to approve the October 2nd planning meeting minutes.
I'll second the motion. To approve the minutes. All in favor? Aye.
Hi, sorry.
That's
You're good.
okay.
All right, so then we're gonna look at Slavic car wash plans. So two meetings ago, we had talked about this proposal to move zoning potentially for this lot from C1 to C2. So this time it looks like we have more of a visual of what that.
No, actually, it's not gonna look like that.
Okay.
Because we were at a work session, at the council work session last Thursday. And they said they definitely don't want that look in that area because more newer. So an owner that's gonna buy the lot, to car wash, he agreed that he wants to redesign completely to make fit in that area because you have nice buildings over there. So he said we're gonna be looking into more design like they did the new car wash in Galena.
Okay.
And I mean, we were talking at that council meeting last Thursday. I mean, car wash is right now in C2, I understand, but basically it's not much difference in business like Jumbo. You know, it's only small cars gonna come through that and things like that. Because C2 should be like more heavy equipment, more commercial. So maybe even council said that you can recommend either move car wash from C2 to C1 or do a spot lines. But also they said in order to do that, I mean, another meeting, that you're gonna have to go to public hearing. And by that time, owner said he's gonna provide more nicer design and receive public access.
So are the center of the mechanical room and the auto bays, are they the automatic wash or is it hand wash? Both of them are automatic? And then it looks like you have a pet wash / laundry off to the side.
I mean, it just, he just proposed in concept, like he said, like it's a council, they want to see more better designs of this and just.
More upscale.
Yeah.
Sure. I think that's definitely a desire, since that's a very visual area right there, is
To do, I mean.
anything that gets
put
put
the
there.
designs and then.
Yeah, anything that gets put there definitely needs to be. I mean, Highway 20 and Cox Springs are always gonna be pretty main thoroughfares, even if Cox Springs gets rerouted down the road. There definitely needs to be, it has to be really visually appealing.
Mhm.
Of whatever gets.
I mean, and when we saw that, those pictures, I was send it to council, but I don't like them mixed up. I mean, no way, I mean, you want
Yeah.
something like that. I mean, like I said, we had a guy that wanted to do like landscaping, but something that is actually approved for C1, but I don't want that because then you're gonna have a pile of frogs in front of the building or even around the yard, and we don't want to mess up the roof. So he understands that he has to come up with a lot better design.
What are the heights on those two garage doors? What's the proposed height?
I mean,
How tall are those?
like I said, I mean, he's gonna have to do the dining. This, but basically it's gonna be for small cars, no, it's not gonna be like for a semi cars or something. Cars, trucks, like we have.
And then what's the proposed? The concrete or asphalt
Of concrete.
area? As far as like how it would lay on the lot and.
He kind of, what he said at the council meeting, he was gonna do like, you coming in and entering car wash from a highway side
Can you pull up that flat map, please?
and coming out.
Is it?
Yeah, so I can kind of, so he's looking at that lot, yes, like here, and he said that the way he envisioned cars coming in and going to car wash and coming out. Because like, council was talking, you know, like Jumbo, they have it, was they have, sometimes they have cars backing up, which sound the helps. But it's gonna be like more, you know, he will fit a lot more car in line. What I don't think is ever gonna be a specific Jumbo.
Yeah.
So no, treat people with traffic and stuff. Thunder Valley Road.
A lot next to it you haven't sold yet either.
No.
Is that, okay.
It's for sale.
I mean, my initial concern, I guess, looking at the agenda and the pictures that we saw was just the way it looked. Kind of like you said, just comparing it to what's there. I definitely don't think what those pictures showed would.
No.
But like you're saying, like if it was.
If you don't want the reason, because you know. First and seconds, he understands it's not gonna affect that design and like council said. So if planning zoning gonna recommend, then we will have to do a public hearing. If you're gonna rezone it, right?
Yes.
Then he has to present something that when people gonna come, they should like it, not something like that. Because I talked to George Newman, Jumbo owner, he said he would not have a car wash. People come out, it's gonna work both ways, people come out, to the car, they will stop for a coffee. As long as the line is much more.
Yeah, he just wants more traffic,
Yeah,
where however he can get it. So is our main objective in it tonight to, as far as the approval of the actual car wash there, or is it to change that zoning in that?
That is correct. You would be looking to move forward with taking car wash or just having car wash remain in C2 and then also having as a permissible use under C1. And then that recommendation will go to council tomorrow night, then council will have to set a public hearing date. We have to hold the public hearing and then have 3 readings on the ordinance. So we're looking probably end of January, first part of February. By the time we get through that process.
I guess not knowing what it's gonna ultimately look like and how to. It's such a highly visible lot.
I mean, because council actually itself recommended that to get the look something like the new car wash arena, you know, next to Roma. You see how it kind of looks like nice modern building. And owner he agreed to that, and
Shelley, do you have any input at all?
I was just gonna ask her.
Sorry, it's kind of hard to hear. Just I'm catching bits and pieces of it. But looking at the visuals, it's definitely not aesthetically appealing compared to everything else is in that area. And I know from what I was catching, this isn't what it's going to look like, but it's kind of hard to say yay or nay to something that we don't really know what's going to look like when it's in such a high demand area, I guess, or a kind of the is my thoughts.
Yeah, I just don't know if we have enough detailed information to be able to make a big judgment on it.
So the last time we talked about it, we did not make a recommendation to change it, but then it went to council, and I think, I don't know exactly what the details are, but I know that they had recommended that it come back to us to look at again, which, you know, now we have the photos from Dyersville, which I know are not gonna be what it would look like. But we're still kind of at the juncture where we don't necessarily know what it would be. So the developer, the potential buyer will not present plans until.
I mean, he, because we went to the meeting on Thursday, we obviously wasn't enough time to redesign completely by today, you know.
Sure.
So he said he definitely gonna have a new updated design for like a public hearing. Simply those. On the other hand, he said he's not gonna start the construction pretty much anyway. If that will get approved, so like it. I'll tell him to work on better design and come back again.
I was at the last meeting when we discussed this, we talked about just traffic flow and having the water come onto that street. Has there been any further discussion on how to manage that or prevent ice, that kind of thing, as well as the aesthetics?
I mean, the building goes farther away from the road, I just think it's gonna affect the road itself. I mean, so if you can watch this, if you will go like the pro clean. I mean, they are close to that road. Yeah, it doesn't affect the road.
These auto bays would have dryers on them.
Yes.
But to Shelley's point, if they don't use the dryer option, then that will carry quite a bit of water out as they're leaving, depending on how far this would be placed from the road.
I mean, as I bring that up, as I was leaving the one by Hy-Vee and Asbury the other day, and it was right at that 28, 30 degree weather, and it was slick, and I was in a 4-wheel drive vehicle. And it made me rethink about some of that stuff.
So the request is to move this from C1 to C2, is that right?
Yeah, like C2 to C1.
C2 to C1.
Okay, planning and zoning on August 7th, sent a letter to council. And it states, planning and zoning held a meeting on August 7th, 2023 to discuss the request by the current landowner to rezone lot 22 Thunder Valley Residences LLC from C1 retail commercial to C2 general commercial for a car wash to be built. After discussing, the commission has voted to deny the request. So that was back in August.
they have any speculation on what amount of vehicles? And they surely have some kind of a business plan that they're generating to figure out how many vehicles per week or month that they're needing to go through the doors to break even or make money.
I mean. He answered some questions, regardless of how much more that they expect to use and say things up, but I really don't have an answer. It's just, I mean. Well, let's do it this way. I will tell him to go and bring a better design and come in to do it, so he can ask your questions.
Yeah, and if there's any other questions you would ask at your time, if you could prepare about it and that he would have answers to.
Because I know like C2, it talks about heavy pedestrian and or vehicle traffic, so that's. You know, that's the intent on those areas, whereas it's not.
I mean, but kind of what I think this menu job is like job for the platform.
Yeah, there's just not enough information to. Make a well-educated. Choice, I feel. Because again, that location is very. Kind of a critical location.
I would agree, and this, not looking at Jumble, but like all the other businesses that are there, I would say. Most of them are gonna have kind of set hours and there's gonna be traffic for. Not steady, I guess, you know, cause there's a yoga studio, there's Dark Bird, you know, people that are going there are gonna kind of stay where they're at, they're not kind of driving through, but. This would definitely add more people driving through.
Yeah. Because is he thinking of 24/7?
I mean, he said it, but, I mean, like, we don't feel if you want to know it, people in operation hours, people would be, so. I mean, council, I'll also ask him that, like, for example, say, usually when it getting dark, nobody goes out. You know, I mean, and when the time even, since the clock is dark. People can see they're not gonna go and watch a car.
Sure.
And maybe it needs to be. Either tabled or. Motioned in one. Some kind of action to say, we need. You know, we need a better visual, we need to know, you know, what amount of volume are we looking at for traffic flow? And then what are those hours of operation? And then unless you guys can think of any additional main factoids that would help.
And typically, we don't table an item, we just don't take action on it.
Yeah.
And then we kind of give, you know, instructions to what we need, more information that we need from you folks, and then
Yeah.
any questions that we have, we can give them back to you.
But, so,
So with no action, do we need to make a
I would
motion to?
still
you
do
know,
that, yes.
Okay. So I'll make a motion to have no action on the Slavic car wash plans for tonight.
And then based on additional information being
Additional
provided.
information,
Okay.
yeah.
I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay. So we'll move on to the plat of survey and plat of sanitary sewer easement exhibit. Thank you guys. Thank you.
I want to point out there's a typo there, that's my fault. It says
I-
play.
It says play.
It says play, it's not
Yeah.
a play, a survey.
You can just-
What this easement is for, it's the turn lane project, so if you're right across from the fire department, you'll notice that the driveway is a little wider. We wanted to be able to have two-way traffic coming in and out. So in order to do that, we needed to purchase some, about 4,000 feet from, Liberty. So they agreed to that, and then we also, it was never platted for the storm sewer to run across that lot, so we're just kind of cleaning some stuff up from, a few years ago.
I'm almost gonna share my screen.
That's okay. And that's why it's before you to make your approval. A lot of these plat surveys, it surprises me anymore that sometimes the surveyor will not put a signature page on it. It'll just be, you know, have the owner sign off on it, but in this case, they wanted it to go before planning and zoning and then back to council before it's recorded. And I want this recorded. These two people are the sweetest people in the world. I absolutely adore him and I adore her. So they've been wonderful to work with.
They're obviously proponents for this.
Right, and for future knowledge, that lot that is where that sewer easement's going through, they're also giving the city the first right of refusal on that. So when they pass on and their children want to sell it off, we get the first right to it. So I'm pretty excited about that. So baby
Good.
steps, we'll get this done and we'll get the first right of refusal done. Did you hear me, Shelley?
Sorry, what did you say?
Did you hear me?
I didn't hear what you just said, but I heard the discussion prior to that.
Okay, good.
Any thoughts? I don't see it.
Yeah, I mean,
Do you-
this is-
Do you have any comments, Shelley, or?
I don't, I was just kind of rereading over it. I don't
Okay.
really have any comments to it.
Yeah, this has seen many eyes. It's seen not only the surveyor, but it's seen our city engineer. Dean, our public works guy, has even looked it over. I mean, so it's had plenty of a once over, so to speak.
I'll make a motion to recommend approval of plan of survey and plan of sanitary sewer easement exhibit.
Second,
All in favor? Aye.
Hi.
All right. Thank you, and moving on to citizen comment, I don't think anybody else joined the Zoom call. All
I have some information.
right,
As we've been moving through, I'm gonna speak this way so she can hear me. As we've been working through the zoning and taking a look at it, I stumbled upon the city of Asbury's zoning ordinance. That is almost complete, and we've been doing a lot of copy and paste from Asbury because we have a lot of similarities. They're very close to adopting theirs. But I still think it's a good exercise for everybody to go through this and, you know, learn a little bit more, but I would highly encourage the group to look at Asbury's when we do get it, because it's gonna clean up a lot of this mess that we've been going through. So I do want to add that. It's all good.
that's great.
Yeah.
Good.
So we'll give you a copy of that, or?
Yes, ECIA is
Okay.
working with them on there, so we'll just pretty much just send it over in a Word version and we just go through it. We'll go through it together.
Sure.
And
Yep,
then,
yep.
And then we'll start handing out papers. Pages of the other thing too.
the comp plan.
Yeah.
We also, Carissa and I met with, Dan Fox at ECIA, the comprehensive plan. I don't know if you were involved in that, Matt, a few
Very
years ago.
preliminary, yeah.
Okay, so typically, a comp plan needs to be reviewed, according to Dan, maybe what, 5-10 years? There's so much that's happened in this community that we really need to take a look at it, especially for the future land usage. I never would have thought 2 years ago that we would already have 144 acres annexed in, and now possibly another 200 south of Highway 20. So, we're gonna take bits and pieces of it. We're not gonna go through the whole thing, but we'll start spoon feeding you all the information that he'll need to take it back, to revise it.
I think that's a good idea.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So, that's all I have. Thank you
Perfect.
for reminding me that.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I don't think anyone else is on the call, so does anyone else have any other comments, thoughts?
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
I'll second the motion. All in favor?
Aye.
All right. Very good.
Bye, Shelley.
Bye.
Thanks, Shelley.
Thank you, Shelley.
Hi, thanks, guys. Sorry I couldn't be there.
No, you're good. Have a good night.
Bye-bye.
Bye.